It's very raw and honest, and I think it's bigger than me. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than all the Grey Cups. I think it's bigger than my whole career. I think this piece here is going to really help someone, and that's the goal for me.
He is one of the greatest running backs in the history of football in this country. He's a 4-time Grey Cup winner, and he has a new documentary out called Running Back Relentless. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Harris has joined us.
Certainly as football players, as men, definitely as black men, we don't talk about trauma, and we certainly don't seek out help.
Yeah.
You did both, and now you're exposing both. How did you get to that place that many of us don't?
I just realized what life could have been for me, or lack of life could have been with me for me if I didn't. Throughout going through these things, I pushed everyone away from me. Like, I was fighting this as hard as I could just to like tough it out. You know, when you bury so much for so long and you finally hit just this breaking point, you just can't deal with it anymore. That's where I was at, and I think it's important that athletes do talk to someone. You know, you're gonna be a better player for this. You're gonna be a better teammate. You're gonna be a better brother, husband, father. It's just self-improvement and self-acceptance.
So much of our story as black people is breaking cycles of trauma. Now you find yourself as a black father and a black role model. I wonder what that looks like for you, knowing the importance of both.
There's definitely a lot of relatable stories to mine, and kids in similar situations, whether they're hockey player, football player, soccer player, and they're just feeling that they don't feel accepted based off of their situation. And I think that's the most powerful part of it, is just being relatable in many different walks of life. And here's where I was at. You might be in a similar situation, and here's where you can get to. It's just giving someone some hope.
You didn't have a relationship with your father growing up. How did you navigate the fact that you didn't have a relationship with the black side of your family? What did figuring out your black identity, belonging, look like for you?
I remember I tried to get my mom to, I'm like, hey mom, I want to get a fade. So I showed her this picture, and she took me to like single cuts, and like I got this like bowl cut, little things like that, or like even how to shave properly. And like remember the first time I shaved, I had like razor bumps, and all these little things that you don't get unless you have a black father or a black role model to kind of show you. But yeah, it was definitely a struggle for me, and then kind of coming back to Winnipeg and playing football, there was more culture, and I kind of fit in, but just with the wrong crowd, and not having, that father figure to kind of be there to guide you, or, just show you the right way or anything. Once I did meet my father, we are very, very similar in a lot of ways, just mannerisms and stuff like that. But just someone that I wouldn't want to emulate or model at all, as far as a father figure. He's a great guy to go have drinks with and have fun with, but when it comes actually down to being responsible and taking care of your kids, or giving some honest, real advice or hard truths, I definitely could never rely on him. And I say in the documentary of just like I'm so happy that I didn't have him growing up, because I'd probably be even more screwed up.
Thank you so much for how hard you rep, whether it's the running back fraternity or Canadians or black men or now fathers. The representation you provide is really badly needed and important, so thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.